Look at some of these headlines. Even Polygon is admitting the truth. Guardians of the Galaxy 3's opening weekend box office can't fully reverse Marvel's slide, but at least it beat Quantumania, which isn't much of a win, by the way. It looks like this movie is going to track with Thor: Love and Thunder, but like I said, anything can happen. The second weekend is going to be the real test. That's where we're going to see where this movie truly falls at the end of the day. But it doesn't look like it's going to be some big juggernaut at the box office. It'll probably do, I want to say it'll do okay. I still, will this movie lose money? I can't say. The box office for this movie needs to be high. It needs to make like $800 million to make any money. Maybe it'll make it, maybe it won't, I don't know. But it's not looking good. I think that we are at the end of the line where they need to kind of rest a lot of these characters for a while. They should have done that after Endgame, to be honest, and then reboot everything. But here we are. This movie is, despite being a good movie, a failure. And a lot of people get offended by that. And it's like, look, I mean, blame Disney. Disney's put out a lot of garbage over the past couple of years, a lot of trash. And this is what happens when you put out a lot of trash. People are going to stop watching. I don't need to see that movie. It's not going to be good. That's what they're saying, despite this movie probably going over well, having good conversation, good word of mouth. A lot of people out there saying it's a good movie. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. It's probably the best Marvel movie since Endgame, to be honest. That's not saying much since Endgame's not that great. It's definitely not the best Guardians movie. Not as good as 1 or 2, but it's still a good movie. I did enjoy it. It's not going to blow you away or anything, but I've seen a lot worse. But, you know, people expect more out of Marvel. They expect more. So this is yet, in some ways, another win for Illumination, with the biggest movie of the year so far being Super Mario Brothers the movie, which made critics pretty damn salty, by the way. So I thought it would be a little fun to go over this article from Screen Rant that says 10 upcoming 2023 movies that will rival Super Mario Brothers box office success. They're still salty about this damn movie doing so well. They are still salty about this movie, which I find hilarious because, well, they tried their best to really push this movie down as best they could, and it didn't quite work out, did it? It was rotten. Critics hated it. Ended up being the biggest movie of the year. I still think that a lot of that is done. I do believe that Disney has critics and outlets in their pocket. I don't think that that's a crazy idea. There's a reason that a lot of these people just run so much damage control for Disney. Seems like the people with the deepest pocket seem to get the most protection because it happens with Amazon too, just like the Lord of the Rings shit. That show came out back to back with House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon had some of the same race swaps and stuff like that in it, and everyone loved that show. Everyone hated Rings of Power, which, by the way, a lot of people tuned out of. That was a funny little... I should have did a video on that. But, yeah, a lot of people tuned out of House of the Dragon. Or not House of the Dragon, Rings of Power. So what happened? Everyone's racist. But they weren't racist for House of the Dragon. And then they do this shit with Disney. This god-awful looking Little Mermaid movie's coming out. Can't wait for everyone to get called a racist for that one. They've already been doing it, but they're going to triple down on it when that movie comes out. But back to Mario. Let's talk a little bit about Mario. So here's 10 movies that apparently are going to destroy Mario. And you already know it's full of shit right here with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This movie is not going to rival Mario's box office at all. Not going to happen. Sorry. And what's funny about this is this article came out 2 days ago. Like, you weren't looking at the estimates? That was Sunday. Come on, Cooper Hood. You weren't looking at the note? How did you put this in here? Next up is Fast X. Apparently, Fast X is going to topple Mario's numbers. See, they want one of these movies to take the place of the top earner of the year. That's what it is. Because Mario right now is the top movie of 2023 box office wise. And they don't want Mario to hold that. They want any movie but Mario to hold that. Well, Mario's not a woke movie is the problem. So Fast X apparently is going to rival. This movie needs to make a shitload of money too. Apparently it has a huge budget. I think this movie's going to fail. I was looking over something on this. A lot of these movies that are coming out are going to cannibalize each other the way that they're being released. Guardians of the Galaxy is actually like one of the only movies that has a couple of weeks for itself before something else comes out. The Little Mermaid apparently going to topple Super Mario Brothers. They'd love that, wouldn't they? This movie, I'm curious to how this is going to perform in the theaters. I really am. Apparently, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, despite the first one only making $384 million worldwide, and I'm not talking shit about it. I liked the first one. I don't know how I feel about this one. The first one I actually liked quite a bit. I thought it was a fun movie. Some people don't like it. I did like it, but it still only made $384 million. You think the new one's going to beat Mario? I don't think so. The Flash. Maybe, actually. We'll see. I don't know. After the Guardians of the Galaxy failure, I don't know if this movie's going to be the hit that I thought it was. I was originally going to say that this movie will probably make close to $1 billion. I don't think it's going to beat Mario, though. Even if it does make $1 billion, Mario's already made over $1 billion. I don't think that this one is going to beat Mario. The thing with this movie is it has good audience scores, but the thing is, I'm sure that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had good audience scores. I think the superhero genre is taking a tumble. So I don't think this movie is going to beat Mario, no. I think this movie is going to do okay, and that's in a large part due to Michael Keaton's Batman being in it. They're really leaning hard on that Batman factor for this movie. They are pushing that big time. Even the Flash's costume right here. Look, that's a Batman suit that they painted. I'm just pointing that out. I don't think this movie's gonna. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna beat. I don't think it's gonna beat Mario. That's not gonna happen. But it will be interesting because this is the next big test. The Flash. You've got Michael Keaton in it. Positive reviews. They'll probably have good word of mouth, despite Ezra Miller being a crazy person. We will see. But it's not going to beat Mario. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Doubt it. I think that one's going to be a flop. Big flop. I think it's going to be a giant turd. I think the first week it'll do big numbers, and then it's going to die real quick. From what I understand, according to some leaks that were quickly copyright claimed by Disney, which kind of confirms them, Phoebe Waller-Bridge belittles him the entire movie, and they turn him into a joke for her expense. People don't like that shit, and I guarantee you, if that's true, this movie is going to get crushed. If I go to see Indiana Jones, I'm going to see Indiana Jones. Even I don't think there should have been a fourth one, let alone a fifth one. But if I'm going to see this movie, I don't want to see some new character make him look like a bitch. See, they always want to use these properties to push up and push over their new characters. And that's not what people want. And it always backfires. Every freaking time it backfires. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning actually probably could maybe. Tom Cruise is on a roll. Probably the last real movie star. If if any movie could beat that Mario box office, this one probably could, because you got to think Top Gun numbers. Top Gun, everyone loved it. Another Tom Cruise movie a year later, this one could actually maybe do it. We'll see. This movie, Oppenheimer, looks good. I don't think it's going to beat Mario. I think it'll do extremely well, though. And then the Marvels. No, I don't think so. That's funny that it's number 2. It's that high up on the list. That's how you know these people are Disney shills. Yeah, the Marvels is going to beat Super Mario Brothers box office. Get the F out. Hunger Games, no. I don't know. I think this movie will probably do okay, to be honest, because people love this shit. I'm not a fan of the Hunger Games, but I understand and acknowledge that there's a fan base for this. Don't think it's going to beat Mario, though. So that is apparently the list of movies that are going to take down Mario. Marvels is number 2. It's that great already. Oh, I'm so excited for that. And that movie's Christmas. It's going to be so much. We're going to have so much fun talking about that movie when it comes out and all the attacks on fans that's going to happen and the box office. Should be a good time. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Comment below, like, share. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.